All right, let me throw a couple things out there for you guys real quickly. So the other day and stuff on, I don't know, day 3, 4, some 5, whatever it was, on training text, he had kicked at me and he kicked me in the balls, and so I hit him twice in the nose with my fist. Not a tire iron, not a axe handle, my fist. And so the little hate group, they're just having a big fit about that. Well, here's the deal. They would only get their information from me. I have to post it. So, and I know they're going to give me shit about that. But let me tell you something. So this lady, she messaged me today, says, I'm looking for a trainer that doesn't punch mules in the nose. Can you recommend anybody, because you got famous for all the wrong reasons, okay? For one, you've said it all right there. You need a trainer. I don't. I get along with mine fine. I'm riding mine fine. But you need a trainer. Well, use Paula Hunter. Send it to there. She's got all the answers. Send your mule to Paula Hunter. I'm sure you'll get exactly what you deserve. So, but let me throw this out here. What you're actually doing, like, you guys are knocking me for being abusive or being mean or being mad. Okay, you're dealing with an aggressive mule that hasn't been handled, 4 coming 5, nearly 5 years old, out of a wild burrow, whose answer to everything is kick something. And he's learned to kick something. And he's kicking with bad intentions. He's kicking to hit, and he's not missing. You don't give me any credit for the fact that I took 8 solid hits. He kicked at my head, and you can see in the video where I slipped and, barely comes off my hat and stuff. He kicked me solidly in the chest multiple times. You can see that in the video. No reaction. Didn't do anything. Got ropes, went underneath it. Kicked me in the legs. He had already kicked me in the balls previously. Kicked me in the legs like 4 separate different times and stuff. Just on video. It kicked me more times not on video. So he kicked me multiple times with no reaction, me just ignoring it, going along, staying calm, going back to petting, going back to rubbing, using flags, doing groundwork, putting ropes on his feet, stretching his feet with my hands and getting him to give his feet and handle his feet, brushing on him, rubbing on him, taking ropes and going around his legs, going around his tail, underneath his tail, and done everything that would be the PC way of doing it. But he continued to kick, and he meant to kick, and he's not bluffing. He's kicking to hit, he's kicking to hurt. Well, when he kicked me in the balls that last time, I made him face up. I made him look at me, made him make eye contact, walked right up into his face, punched him in the nose, made him look again, punched him in the nose. And you know what? Here, you can say what you like, but your opinion don't matter. And honestly, my opinion don't matter. The mule's opinion. Here's your reality. He has not kicked at me since. Every video since then, he's riding good. He's got his attitude adjusted. He's understanding his point of view. He's riding along in all the videos. He's doing good, and he's standing still to be mounted. He's standing still to be saddled. He's not bucking. He's not kicking. And he's riding damn nice, and he's going right through the trails. He needed an attitude adjustment. It's plain and simple. So what you're doing is what you're doing is attacking my integrity. You can call it mean, you can call it abusive, you can hide it under, you can twist it, turn it, everywhere you want to do. But to think that I'm the only person, for one, you're an absolute idiot if you think that a man can punch a mule with a jab in the nose hard enough to hurt it. They kick each other with steel shoes, over feet, turn around and walk right back to the same food bucket. It's about your posture, your attitude, and bluffing. What I did was bluffing. Like, hey, I'll get mean with you. Hey, I'll get tough with you. Hey, that's not tolerated. Hey, there's going to be consequences of that. I've tolerated it enough, but hey, enough's enough. So what I did was bluff him, and I got away with it. You're not hurting. If you hit a mule hard enough in the head to hurt it, you'll break your hand. That's your fucking reality. Plain and simple. If you hit a mule with your hand, not an object, not a stick, not an axe handle, not a tire, you hit it with your bare hands hard enough to do that mule any kind of damage, your hand's broke. Plain and simple. The bone density of a skull of a mule is much more than the small bones in your hand. You're not hitting one hard enough. And if you did, you'd sure need to wind up and freaking unload on it. It wouldn't be no jab while you're walking towards it. No rear leg. I know you guys are stupid and don't understand punching. But to get real punching power, that's why boxers do jump rope and running and jogging. Punches should come from your legs, not your arms, not your shoulders. You drive off say you're going to punch with your right hand, you drive off your right big toe through your calf, through your knee, pop your hip, flex your core, drive your shoulders, and the last thing that moves is your hand and delivers the energy driven up through the legs and through your core from the ground into your opponent. I did not do that. I was walking at him and popped him with a jab. That's an all-arm punch. It does not hurt. It would not really hurt me if I hit myself like that or if I hit anybody else. It would be annoying you might get a bloody nose, but it ain't going to do no damage. So you don't know what you're talking about, fighting wise, punching wise, or mule wise. But what it gets down is to integrity. You see, the difference between me and the other people shooting videos, there's two differences. One, they're free. I'm not charging you, not trying to make money. Another thing is, I don't want to train your mule. I don't want to train anybody's mule. I have one mule, one horse here that I'm training for outside people right now. They're both friends of mine. I'm not charging either one of them a damn dime. Training them both for free. Whenever I get time, I ride them for free. I don't want to be responsible for training anybody else's mules because I don't want to put up with your bullshit. Plain and fucking simple. Don't want to put up with your bullshit. So I'm putting out training videos simply for the mules to help people understand. And this is what you do with an aggressive mule. Most mules don't kick at people like that. Most mules are nice. Most mules never need to be punched in the nose. But if you get one that sure enough got that donkey gene, you know, you got to understand the why. Why are they kicking? Why? If you understand the why, you know when it's appropriate to punch and when it's not appropriate to punch. Let me let you understand. Here's a mule that came from a $20,000 roping horse. It turns up pregnant. They have no idea how it got pregnant. It has a baby on the ground. It's this mule. They completely don't want it. Turns out these wild burros that they've caught to practice healing on. Somehow this little hip, tall burro has bred it. They didn't want it, and they kicked it in a pen with donkeys that they're using for healing. So this thing's raised up. It wasn't imprinted from birth and trained nicely and handled by people and shown. It was thrown in with a bunch of wild donkeys, literally thrown in with wild donkeys, and it grew up with a bunch of wild donkeys. So it acts like a damn wild donkey. It kicks you. It doesn't have a flight instinct. It hasn't been around things with flight instinct like a horse. It doesn't think like a horse. So they're like, well, so-and-so did this, and this trainer did this. And you're naming off horse trainers. They're not mule trainers. Horse trainers. And I'm not saying they couldn't train a mule, but their philosophies, their videos and stuff, that the people that they're quoting, they're not mule trainers. They don't claim to be. All right, so a horse is a domesticated animal that has a strong flight instinct. A donkey is not. This particular one was raised with donkeys. It wasn't raised by people, and it wasn't raised by horses, and it wasn't raised by gentle donkeys in a petting zoo. It was raised by wild donkeys that the only contact they have with people is to be healed and jerked slack out of on their back feet. So they don't like people, and they don't like their back feet fucked with. Plain and simple. This particular one, the why is he's been around donkeys and he means to kick, and he don't want nobody around his back feet. I don't doubt that at some point they might have even healed him. I have no idea about that, but I'm just saying he's really damn touchy about his back feet for whatever reason. And if anything gets around his back feet, he kicks. So he might be trying to kick the rope loose, he might be kicking hurt, but this one, and he don't miss. That's another thing. Are they kicking in your direction? Are they warning him? He hits. He lands, and he's doing it with both feet. He means to kill somebody. He's going to kill somebody if he doesn't get his attitude adjusted. So again, it gets back to, I understand what's going on. I understand which ones need it, which ones don't. And I have an ethic of least amount of harm possible. That's my thing. Least amount of harm possible. But that also means that if it's necessary, and it's necessary to be punched in the nose, hey, look, like I told those other people, I said, here's today's lessons. I don't care who it is. Don't kick me in the balls and not expect to be punched back in the nose. Anybody, goes for anybody. You come up to me for whatever reason, kick me in the balls, I'm punching you in the nose. Plain and simple. Let that be your day's lesson. No questions why. No, whatever reason that you had to kick me in the balls is exactly the reason why I have to punch you in the nose. So, with that being said, it gets down to, and listen to what I'm telling you, it's integrity. I could not post that video. I could pretend that you could do love and treats. I could be like everybody else and edit it. I could be like everybody else and lie about it. I could say, well, here's what you need to do, and we can just keep working this, and we can train this thing for 4 or 5 months, and this is how we can do it, and you can give these treats, and we can love on it, and we can take time, and we can do this, and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. I have integrity. If I punch it, I'm going to show you I punch it. If I fall off, I'm going to show you I fall off. If we fall down the bank and we get wet, we're going to show it. It's about integrity. I'm trying to show you the reality of it, and I'm showing it to you for free. So if it ain't worth your fucking time, turn the channel, because I ain't charging you no money. Okay? Just go somewhere else. Don't watch my videos. You don't need to message me. You don't need to text me. You just hit block. Go away. Watch somebody else's page. Go watch somebody that's going to spend a year to try to get where they can put a halter on one. Because I'm not. I'm putting a halter on one today. If I decide I'm putting a halter on it today, they're not. But if your first thing is I'm looking for a trainer, then you don't need to be telling me how to train, because I'm not looking for a trainer. I am one, and I will get it done. And I've got 70 mules, and I can ride them all. And I'm including the ones down there that's never been caught, never been touched. There ain't no mule here that if I decide to ride it today, ain't getting rode today. Plain and simple. So if there's something I can do to help you, watch the channel. If it ain't, don't. If you've got all the answers, good. Roll on with it, big dog. Roll on. Happy for you. Don't bother me though, okay? But if you think that every mule trainer out there is some kind of saint, that they're going to get kicked in the chest, kicked in the legs, kicked in the balls, and they're going to do nothing, you got a delusion of how people actually are. Because people ain't like that. They're going to react one way or the other. They're going to get scared and they're not going to do it, or they're going to get mad like me and they're going to punch it back, or they're not going to fool with it. They're going to say it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I'll just get an easier one. All right, but they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to just continue to walk into a mule kicking them. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, you know. And that's so funny from somebody who wants to pay a trainer to do something, because here's the reality too. I've trained horses and mules for people my entire life, and this is one reason why I don't want to do it no more. You act like I should take all the time in the world, but not when it's on your dime. Not when it's on your dime. When you send me one here that's kicking at me like that, you expect it not to be kicking. You expect it to be riding. You expect to be able to put your kids on it. You be able to stand still for a minute, and you want it done in 30 days. Now, if I said, well, we're going to go down here and I'm going to spend the next 7 months working on getting a halter, but you go ahead and pay me my monthly fee every month. In about 7 months, I'm going to get a halter on this thing, and I'm going to get it petted. But by next year, I plan to have a saddle on it. But you go ahead and pay me about $700 a month for a year, and by next year, I plan on having a saddle on it, and I plan on it really liking it. What would you say? Bullshit. You're going to say I'm the worst trainer ever. That's what you're going to say, okay? In 30 to 60 days, that sucker needs to be riding and riding right when it's on your dime. So on your dime, you don't care what I do and how I do it. You just want it riding right and doing right and being safe and calm and gentle. And you want your kids on it. You want on it. You want your wife on it. You want your husband on it. You want your neighbor on it. You want it to come up and love on it. You want to be able to pick up his feet, stand still, come on and pick you up from a mountain. If you don't care, just go ahead. If you got a little extra time, make it lay down. Just do all that in 30 days. That's what you want. But when it's me doing it and it's mine, then I should spend a year begging this thing and being nice and throwing kisses. Please don't kick me. Come on, man. Seriously. Let's be realistic here. These are mules. These are mules and these are horses. And if they get an idea in their head, it's okay to kick you, you're going to have to change that idea. Plain and simple. Now, you might get one to where it likes you and it will kick at you less because it likes you, but at some point you're going to do something that pisses it off, and if it has no reason not to kick you, once it's learned that, once it's been successful with that, once it's decided that, once it's become a kicker, at some point somebody got to change its mind and say, hey, if you kick me, you ain't going to like it. You're not going to get the result you expect. Because it's already expecting results. It's going to expect, I kick at you, you go away. I kick at you, you go away. It's kicked at enough stuff in its life and it had success. It don't matter if it kicked at other donkeys. It don't matter if it kicked at other people. It's had success in its life with kicking. If something gets behind me and I don't like it, I kick it, it goes away. Okay, well now you need to not go away. Now, if you want it to stop kicking, it has to understand that's the wrong answer. If I can pull it around and jab it in the nose twice and get that result, that's the ethical least amount of harm possible. And me showing that in the video, knowing that you some bitches are going to raise hell about it and cry and whine, he's so mean, he punched you in the nose. I already know you're going to do that because I know you're an idiot. I knew you were an idiot before I ever posted it. But there's some people out there that are good, and there's some people out there that are realistic, and there's somebody out there getting kicked by a damn mule, and then the mule's going to got two choices. They're going to get hurt, or the mule's going to get killed. Now, that's the reality. There's a bunch of mules get their heads cut off because nobody else will punch it in the damn nose. Okay? So while you're in there whining and crying about being abusive, I'm saving multiple mules' lives. Not just this one, but other ones. Because people will go, boom, I can straighten this attitude out. It'll quit kicking at me and we can get along. And they see my video and they go, you know what? That mule was kicking like hell, and now 8 days later, he's riding down the trail leading the way and going through the roughest country. There's hope for my mule, so I'm not going to kill it today. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try to be a little more of a leader and be a little more responsible for it. I'm going to take responsibility of what I'm doing. How do I react to its reaction? And somebody else is not going to kill that mule. And that mule's going to get a chance. So the reality is, if that mule had went to you, you'd ended up dead, or it had ended up dead. But with me, it's going to make a damn nice mule. That's integrity, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm going to do it, and I'm doing it for free. If you don't like it, go away. Shut your mouth. Go away. But here's the reality. When I shot that, I've rode him 8 days now, and he's riding great. 30 days, that's going to be a super nice mule, and he's going to be doing what I said. He's going to be roping and dragging and all that, everything that a mule's supposed to be doing, because I'm going to expect it of him. I'm going to make that happen, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to reassure him. And if he don't kick at me, I won't punch at him. But he needs to understand the consequences. All right? So that's my rant for today. Good old-fashioned rant. I try to get along, try to be nice. But here's the reality and stuff. If people listen to you, they're going to die or the mule's going to die. Plain and simple. Because you have no touch with damn reality. And like you said, I'm looking for a trainer. That says right there. That's the full statement. I'm looking for a trainer. That means I have no clue what the hell I'm fucking talking about. I ain't looking for a trainer. Training mules.